session is about LDAP and directories. LDAP and directory. So first we'll understand what is a directory. So before we go ahead and understand what is a directory, we will first understand it with an example. So let us assume that when we go to a new city, so let's make this session interactive because you know uh, this uh, this class will be mostly of theoretical part. First, we'll understand all the basics of this LDAP and other directory services. Let's make this somewhat interactive. So you may ask me questions, or if I ask you any question, you may answer it. Okay, okay. So when we go to a new city, so let us take an example. When we go to a new city, how do you find a restaurant? So before the internet and before the technology, we used to we used to so we would have to walk street by street, so go into every lane and find out the restaurants. So as there were so many apps today on our mobile like Swiggy or Zomato, so we type in some food we want to order, and so many restaurants show up with their addresses, phone numbers, ratings, timings, etc. So everything will be in one place, right? So without these apps, if we go outside and search every street, every lane, and we don't know whether that is a good restaurant or not, so that would actually take hours. So today's session, or LDAP and directory, actually solves this problem. Like, but instead of these restaurants, we are finding people and their access in the company. People and their access. Okay. Now, let me take you to a story right now. So let us consider say some office, like this is a building. Let's take TCS as a company. So this is a TCS building. So every single day, yeah, yeah, my voice is breaking. Okay, now, uh, okay, imagine there's a company called TCS, and so daily, like 100 new employees join, right? And 50 people resign. Is it good now? Is it okay right now? No, what's the problem? Okay, so let us take a company, TCS, and in TCS, 100 new daily 100 new people join, right? So let us suppose 50 people resign, and like 200 people change their project or department, or they get promoted. Okay, and 300 people needs new access. Okay, so new access to the tools. Now, see here what happened. Just understand this like a story. Okay. So 100 new people join, 50 people resign, 200 people change or uh, promote to the new department, and 300 people needs new access. Now here's the question actually. So 15,000 people daily logs in. Okay, daily 15,000 people logs into the company. So they log into their Windows laptop. Okay, and they will log into their company email, and they might log into their Linux servers. Linux is an operating system, same like Windows. They might log into the Linux servers where they run their. So daily, all these things happen in the company, and they might also log into HR portal. Why do they log into HR portal to not to apply leaves, to check their pay slips and all? They might also log into some finance tools to submit their expenses. Submit expenses. So total, so Windows laptop, company email, Linux servers, HR portal, and finance tools. Okay. So these many systems they need to log in daily. Okay, one, two, three, four, five. So five systems they need to log in. So 15,000 employees, five different systems, and every system needs to know who the person is. So every time they log in, they need to the every system needs to understand who the person is and what access they are having. Right? So let me ask you a question now. So how does each of this system knows who we are? See, when we log into the company email, how does they know? Why? So what do they check whether we are allowed to log in or not? అంటే మనల్ని ఎలా నమ్ముతున్నాయి ఆ సిస్టమ్స్ మనల్ని హౌ దే ఆర్ లెటింగ్ అస్ ఇన్ వేర్ డు దే చెక్ యా we type in username and password but where do they check whether they are valid or not? See, okay, so directory is okay. So let us assume it's a database. We can call it as HR database. Okay, HRs when we join in any company, HR what they will do, they will add all our details into their database. So from that database, all these systems will check and they will find out whether we are really working in the company or not. If our login credentials are valid, uh, then they will let us in. Okay. So, but here actually we are having a problem. Like before, every system needs to have their own database. See, Windows laptop used to have its own database, company email, own database, Linux server's own database. So every system used to have their own database. For example, if a person joins, IT team has to go to these systems individually and create account for five times. See, they need to create an account here in this system. They need to create account in this system. The Linux servers they need to create account. So it is really a difficult task for them. Like when someone resigns, so IT team has to delete their account in all these systems one by one. If they forget to delete in any system, then the with employees might misuse that access after leaving the organization. And this actually happened in 1990s. Like the employees, yes, like the employees used to access the company system months after leaving. So to overcome this problem, directories came into existence. Okay, second. So so directories came into existence. So it's like we can understand this by taking an example of a school register. See, when we take an admission in school, what they will do, they will put all our details in a register. So they will add our name, which class we belong to, like phone number, address, everything they will add in that register. So we can consider our directory exactly to this register. So it will have all our information in one place. So we can say it's a centralized place where will be where all the informations will be there regarding the employee. So does this person exist or not, and what they are allowed to do? Everything will be there in this directory. Now all those systems what I mentioned before are connected to this centralized place. Okay, so the laptop login, email, Linux server, okay, everything is connected to this centralized library. HR portal, project tools like Jira, okay, finance tools. So everything is connected to this directory. So from this directory only they will check whether the person exists. If they are not, they will deny the access. If they exist, then they will give in the access. Understood what is the directory now, everyone? Yeah. Okay. Now let's consider another challenge. For example, let's take the TCS company itself. So it will have hundreds of different applications, right? So every company has its own applications, and they might also have other applications as well. So some applications are run by Microsoft. Okay, some applications are run by Java, and some are run by Linux servers, and some are run on the cloud. So every application uh, will have a different language, will have a different protocol. We can say will have a different rules. So it's like having employees who speak different languages in the company. Some speak Telugu, some speak Hindi, and some speak English, right? So in the same way, every application might have their own language. So so here the LDAP concepts come into picture. So LDAP is a communication protocol. So we can say it's a communication protocol. Protocol is a set of rules. So it's a communication protocol where every application understands this. So it speaks this language. Okay. It is not a directory, it is just a communication protocol. Understood? Hmm. Correct. So LDAP is used by every application to communicate. Okay, how people use English as a communication language. So in the same way, these applications use LDAP. This is not a service provider. Service provider is a different concept. See, see the project tool like Jira, Gmail, Outlook, Microsoft Teams. These are all service providers. Okay, so LDAP actually stands for one second. Yeah, LDAP actually stands for this lightweight. L stands for lightweight. Lightweight means it is very simple to use, not that complex rules and all. It is very simple and it is fast as well. So D stands for directory. Okay, it's like our school office register we just talked about. Stores it will have access to all the information, people's information. Okay, so next is the A stands for access. Access means it will search and read information from the directory. Okay, and B P stands for protocol. Protocol means some rules. We can say some agreed rules. Okay. This is the full form of LDAP, and it's a communication protocol. Used generally, it is used by this Linux. So Linux always it speaks LDAP. Okay. Microsoft has its own applications. Java has its own applications, but this Linux, it is a separate server, same like Windows, and it understands only the LDAP. Okay, cloud applications, they are different. We'll see about it. So far clear, guys? So this is something. No, actually we need to install Linux on our system. Then LDAP will be pre-built in it. Okay, Linux needs to be installed first. Okay. Now, yeah, yes, companies will have uh, thousands of Linux servers, and inside it LDAP is used, and Linux understands only LDAP, not any other language. And using Linux, we can there is another thing which is Open LDAP. It's a tool. Okay, it's a tool actually. So using this, we can communicate with Linux. It's like a translator, we can say. Like if we talk to LDAP in English, it will translate it into its other language to the Linux, and this will give us the output. So it acts like a translator. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. See, actually, there are different types of directories. Okay. So we will come into it. We'll come into it next. So we'll go in detail regarding this. So yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. There are actually different types of directories. We'll see what is LDAP and everything. Okay. So okay. First of all, you understood what is a directory, right? And also the LDAP. Both of these terms. Hmm? Yeah. Instead of creating instead of creating different accounts and different applications, so all these systems will connect to the directory. They'll take information from it. Okay. They'll take information from it. Okay. Fine. We'll see the four main things which usually happens when a person joins in any organization. See. uh, okay. So let us take an example now. Like let us take some person like Rahul. Okay. So Rahul joins TCS on 15th April. Okay. Let us take this example. On 15th April, he joins TCS. So he receives an offer letter from TCS as an SailPoint engineer or something. So he receives an offer letter. So he'll be thinking like, when tomorrow when I join, what will be my act? Will I be able to log in? So will my laptop work? So all these doubts will arise. So what the TCS IT department will do? See, what the IT department will do. First, first they will put all the Rahul details in their systems. Okay. So the first main system is the HR system. Okay, this is the first system in which all the user information is recorded. Okay, like we can think it as some municipality office where a person is born. So parents usually go there and they will give all the details of the baby and they give us the birth certificate, right? So in the same way, every organization gives all the information to the HR system, and HR systems fill in all the fields like the name, the employee ID, location, designation. So all these details it will fill, and this is also called as source of truth. So all the systems, all the applications will believe it. It is the only official source of truth. Yes, source of truth, authoritative source. Yes. So all the applications in the laptop will believe that HR system. Okay, HR systems are so many types like SAP success factors will be there. Okay, and workday will be there. And recently, Darwin box, which is made by India, and this is used by Swiggy, Zomato, Myntra, and all. And workday is used by most of the MNCs. So this is what HR system means. Okay, the first step where a new employee's information is put inside. Okay, next, the second thing is the active directory. See, what we need to remember about this is the active directory is made by Microsoft. Okay, and it's an on-premise directory. It only works in the office building. So, for example, when we logs in our when we log into our office laptop, we'll be seeing username and password, right? We'll be seeing username and password. So when we give in the right username and password, we'll be logged in. So when we type in username and password and click enter, behind the scenes, Active Directory will check whether the username is there in the directory or not. Understood? Yes, it will basically check our information whether it is present or not, the directory. Okay, and since it is made by Microsoft, it only understand Microsoft applications like Outlook, Teams, and SharePoint. So all these applications it can understand. So it will check whether come to work and get it done. They usually reset the password on their own in today's world, right? Hmm. Okay. So what I saw in my previous organization was I need to I will have to contact a team, the systems team, and they will raise a ticket. So they will contact us. They will unlock my account and they will ask me to log in again. So that is what happening nowadays. Maybe before before people used to come to the office and reset their password, but nowadays I think they'll just raise a ticket, they'll unlock the account by verifying, and they'll try to uh, they'll ask us to re-log in again. Okay, so when we type in our username and password, what the active directory will check, it will check whether the username is valid or not, and also whether the password matches the original password, the group or not. Then after successful validation, then it will welcome us. So 90% of the IT companies in India will use this active directory. Okay, so this is all about the Microsoft applications. But what about applications other than Microsoft? Like there are applications like Java which don't work on these Microsoft based applications. So there are Linux servers, okay, Java applications, and new apps which are built on cloud, new cloud apps. So these don't work on Active Directory, right? So every companies might have thousands of Linux servers and databases which are run on them. So so these Linux servers need to understand whether our username is valid or not. And Linux doesn't understand the Microsoft language as I told. So what the companies will use, it will companies use Open LDAP. Okay, Open LDAP, which is a tool, and it is an open source. It is an open source, freely available. Okay, no paid versions and all. It is an open source. And in this Open LDAP, there will be. It acts like a directory. Okay, there will be all the employees' information in this Open LDAP. But this Open LDAP only understand LDAP language because it is built inside Linux servers. Okay, it will have all the users and Java applications. Even Java applications will use this OpenLDAP, so they can check inside this whether the person is there or not. And in the Linux server also, when we log in, the Linux server will ask OpenLDAP whether this person is valid or not. If OpenLDAP says yes, he exists and he is in one of the Java applications, then the Linux server will allow us. Companies like Flipkart, PhonePe, this Cred, all use Linux servers. It is very easy to use, and there is no problem for viruses also, for virus attacks or malware attacks for these Linux servers. Even today, most of the companies use Linux servers rather than Windows because it is difficult to hack. Virus attacks will also not happen, and it is also somewhat easy to use. Understood, guys? Still here? Guys, understood? Mm-hmm. Open LDAP. Mm. It will check in the Open LDAP whether the user is there or not. If he is there, then Open LDAP says that yes, the person is valid. You may allow him in. Correct. So Microsoft doesn't understand this LDAP language. Okay. So Linux servers, Java applications use this open LDAP. Microsoft work on Windows easily. Mhm. See, to access this open LDAP, you need to be inside the Linux server. You need to log into the Linux server. Okay. Hmm? Hmm. Correct. Correct. Hmm. Correct. Yes. Office laptops are built like that. We cannot use them on our personal laptops. No, they'll hang up. See, if we use parallel servers on our laptop, they'll hang up. The configuration should be completely different. Lot of space needs to be there, and even Active Directory. Lot of space is required on our laptop to run those parallel servers. This is just to understand how the real companies work. Okay, so Active Directory uh, is on premise, and we understood what is a Linux server, what is OpenLDAP, and LDAP. Understood, everyone? Okay, now let's know about Microsoft Entra ID. So 2020, COVID happened. Everyone went home. Most of the employees, mostly all the employees worked from home, right? So AD server is physically sitting at the office. So people cannot access AD. So again, problem arised. So how to know all the employees' information? How to get that information? AD is at the office. So Microsoft team built Entra ID to overcome that situation. So this is completely cloud. Okay. So it is completely a cloud app. Like Microsoft built Teams, Salesforce, ServiceNow, everything on the cloud. So no need to go to the office. We can sit at home and access all these things. So before it was Azure AD, Azure Active Directory. So recently they renamed it as Microsoft Entra ID. Okay. So anywhere we can sit and access these cloud apps after building this Microsoft Entra ID. Understood? So yeah. So four types we have seen. Like what is the first one? First one is the HR systems, right? First one is the HR systems. Second one is Active Directory, and third one is LDAP or Open LDAP, and fourth one is Microsoft Entra ID or Azure ID. So these four we have covered in the directories part. Okay. Now let us understand how this LDAP stores the data, or how this Open LDAP or LDAP, how it organizes the data. It stores or organizes. See, the Linux servers, they contact Open LDAP and check the all the information of the employees, right? So how it organizes? So generally it will be organized in the form of a tree. We can also call it as LDAP tree. So this tree will be in the reverse. Roots will be there first, main main stem, and these are the branches, and on the branches there are leaves. So it's an inverted tree. LDAP stores its information in this form. This is the root. So in LDAP language, we can call it as domain component. Okay, domain component, shortcut DC. Domain component means, in simple terms, it is company's website or company's address. See, if we take an example of TCS, uh, what will be the website? Like www.cs.com, right? So how it will store? It will store like this: DC is equal to TCS, comma DC is equal to com. So in parts, it will store like this. Okay. So this is the company's domain. So next, below the roots, there are branches, right? These are branches, and all these branches contains employee accounts. Employee accounts or groups. We can call it as departments like finance department, HR department, like that. So in LDAP language, it is called as organizational unit, short form OU. Okay, organizational unit. Okay, branches. Next, on the branches there will be leaves, right? So these leaves are the employees or the persons who are working. Employees like Rahul, all those people who are working. And in LDAP terms, it is named as common name. Short, it is CN. Okay, so understand this has a file. So in our computer, if we understand this as a file, this will be the folder, and this is the domain component is the main company address. Okay, there is also another other name which is DN. This is called as distinguished name. Distinguished name. So it's like a complete unique address of a person. This is a complete unique address of a person inside an organization. So now see how I will write how the LDAP represents a person's address. Like, see here, if we take some person name as, if we take some person name as Krishna, some Reddy, so it will store like this: CN is equals to Krishna dot Reddy. This is the person name, and the person belongs to the organizational unit or a group, under which group he is in the some payroll, some payroll department or payroll group, and in which company he is in some forces. EC is equals to com. So this is the domain, infosys.com. This is the company name. This is the company name, and this is department in which the person is working. This is the name. Okay, and if we write all these three together, that becomes the distinguished name, like TN. TN is equals to, we can write it as the complete address. TN is equals to like uh, Krishna, Krishna dot Reddy CN. First we have to write CN Krishna dot Reddy OU payroll, and DC is equals to Infosys, DC is equals to com. So this is the complete unique address of a person inside the organization and inside the open LDAP. In this way, it will store the data. Understood? Is it confusing or is it difficult? You may let me know. You need to just remember these terms, that's all. DC, domain component. OU, organizational unit. CN is the common name. DN is the distinguished name. So in this DN only, we'll be having all these three together. It's like a complete address. And there are also other terms like UID. UID means user ID or username, like that. Guys, yes, it will automatically gets updated. Yeah, guys, is it clear? So let us take a story. Let us understand in this story manner. Like, uh, okay, a person joins. Let's take some. Raju joins an organization. Okay. So what the HR will do? The HR enters Rahul. HR enters Rahul information, Rahul all details in the HR systems like SAP success factors we can take. Okay. In this, the HR will put all the Rahul details. So sale point, what it will do, it will see here. Sale point or sale point IIQ, what it will do, it will constantly monitor the HR systems. It will check whether any employee is being added or not. Okay. So once the new employee is detected, sale point, what it does, it will automatically see, it will automatically create an account in AD. In Active Directory, it will create an account. So after this, the employee will be easily login into his Windows laptop. After creating an account in AD, the user will be able to log into his Windows laptop. Next, what it will do, it will create an account in Open LDAP. Okay. Open LDAP లో account create చేసిన తర్వాత he will be able to access Linux servers. Okay. Next, what it will do, it will create, so in all systems it will create automatically. Next it will create an account in Enter ID, Microsoft Enter ID. Enter ID the account create చేస్తే ఏమవుతుంది? He can access Teams and other Microsoft applications which are on cloud. Okay. Next it will create account in some project tool like Jira. Jira is a project management tool. So he can track all the project related tasks. All this happens automatically. No IT person manually creates all the four accounts. So SailPoint will do all those things. So next the employee will get the welcome email with the username and password. This is what happens when a person joins. Okay. So when Raju joins in, when Raju logs into Windows laptop, Active Directory will check whether the Raju is there or not. If he is there, he will be successfully able to log into his Windows laptop. Next, if he logs into the Linux server, it will check in the Open LDAP. If he is present, then he can able to log into Linux servers as well. So in the same way, Teams, other cloud applications will check in Enter ID. So in this way, it will work. Understood? Yeah. So as you asked, what what if a person leaves the organization? What if a person decided to move to another organization, or if he puts his resignation? See what will happen in the step. What will happen in the step one? Yes. Yeah. So actually, what happens in step one? HR opens his tool and updates like the person resigned, and this is the last working day. So let's say 30 December. 30 December is last working day. So this will be the step one. So step two, what happens? First, it will start from HR system one. So in step two, what happens? SailPoint sees this change. SailPoint, what it will do? It will see the change. Okay, HR did something. What is that? We'll check. Okay, 30 December is this person's last working day. So I need to remove all the access in the last hour on 30 December. If the person's last hour is like 6 o'clock in the evening, then SailPoint will automatically disable the AD account and the Open LDAP account, okay, Enter ID account. So after removing all these accounts access, he cannot log into Linux server, cloud apps, all those things. Okay. So after 30 December, if that person tries to log into the server, it says access denied. Understood? Seeing the time. Okay, it is going 1 hour has extended. I did not log out. Fine. What's wrong? I did not get your. Left side, left side, left. Ah, ah. అదే కిందికి స్క్రోల్ డౌన్. విండోస్ సబ్ సిస్టమ్ ఫర్ లైనక్స్. క్లిక్ ఆన్ ఓకే. అంటే విండోస్ సబ్ సిస్టమ్ ఫర్ లైనక్స్ అంటే ఇప్పుడు మనం యూజ్ చేసే ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ ఏది? విండోస్ 11 ఆర్ విండోస్ 10 వీఆర్ యూజింగ్ ది ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్. ఒక్క నిమిషం. ఒక్క నిమిషం. అవును. రీస్టార్ట్ చేసినా అంటే మళ్ళీ జాయిన్ అవ్వాలి. ఒక్క నిమిషం. చేస్తావా రీస్టార్ట్? నేను పాజ్ చేసుకుంటా. నువ్వు ఓకే. సర్చ్ డౌన్. దాంట్లో విండోస్ పవర్ షెల్ అని సెర్చ్ చేయి. లేదు. లేదన్నా ఇంతకుముందు ఒక ఫస్ట్ స్టెప్ చేశాడు అంతే. యాహ్! WSL install space. So Ubuntu is a Linux server. So we are installing it on our using our Windows PowerShell, which is the command prompt type of thing. ఏమైంది? మళ్ళీ వచ్చిందా రీస్టార్ట్ సిస్టమ్ అని? వద్దు ఉండు. ఒకవేళ అది అడిగితేనే చెయ్యి, లేకపోతే ఏమొద్దు. WSL install. యాక్చువల్లీ అది స్టెప్ 2 అనుకుంటా రీస్టార్ట్ సిస్టమ్. ఇప్పుడు ఇది అయిపోయిన తర్వాత ఒకసారి సెర్చ్ లో చూడు ఉబుంటూ కనిపిస్తుందో లేదో. ఇది అయిపోయిన తర్వాత ఇప్పుడేం డిస్టర్బ్ చేయకు. ఇది అయిపోయిన తర్వాత చూడు. ఇదిగో ఇన్స్టాలింగ్ విండోస్ సబ్ సిస్టమ్ ఫర్ లైనక్స్, WSL. అంటే ఇది ఒక చిన్న ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ అన్నమాట. అది దీంట్లో మనం లైనక్స్ యూజ్ చేస్తాం. ఒక్క నిమిషం. అది ఇంకా అవుతుంది అనుకుంటా. ఇది ఇంకా రన్ అవుతుంది. ఉండు. ఇట్లా రైట్ ఆరో మార్క్ కనిపిస్తుంది మనకి అప్పటి వరకు. ఇప్పుడు అయిపోయినట్టు. ఇట్లా వస్తే అయిపోయినట్టు. ఓకే. చేంజెస్ విల్ నాట్ బి ఎఫెక్టివ్ అంటిల్ ద. చూడు మళ్ళీ అడుగుతుంది రీస్టార్ట్. చేంజెస్ విల్ నాట్ బి ఎఫెక్టివ్ అంటిల్ ద సిస్టమ్ ఇస్ రీబూటెడ్. సో ఎగ్జిట్ అని టైప్ చేసి ఎంటర్ నొక్కి మళ్ళీ రీస్టార్ట్ చేయి. అన్న యాక్చువల్లీ కొంతమందికేమో ఆ కమాండ్ రన్ చేయగానే ఉబుంటూ డౌన్లోడ్ అవుతుంది, కొంతమందికి అవ్వట్లేదు. అవ్వని వాళ్ళు ఇట్లా మైక్రోసాఫ్ట్ స్టోర్కి వెళ్ళి డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోవాలి. ఇది ఫస్ట్దే మీకు అయిపోయింది కాబట్టి మీరు అక్కడ ఎంటర్ న్యూ యూనిక్స్ యూజర్ నేమ్ అని ఉంది కదా. శ్రవణ్ ఒకసారి స్టాప్ షేరింగ్ చేసి అన్న మీరు చేయండి చూస్తా. శ్రవణ్ నువ్వు అది డౌన్లోడ్ చేసి ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకొని అది ఓపెన్ చేసి స్టెప్ 5 లో ఉంది. సుధీర్ అన్న మీరు చేయండి చూద్దాం. ఓకే. ఎక్కడున్నారు మీరు? ఆ! ఇది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. సో, లాంచింగ్ అంతే అన్న. ఇప్పుడు ఎంటర్ నొక్కండి. పాస్వర్డ్ అడుగుతుంది. పాస్వర్డ్ మీరు టైప్ చేసినప్పుడు కనపడదు. ఓకే. బట్ అది రికార్డ్ చేసుకుంటుంది. గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి పాస్వర్డ్. మనకి మల్టిపుల్ టైమ్స్ టైప్ చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది. సో, ఇప్పుడు మనం ఈ లైనక్స్ లో ఒక యూజర్ ని మనం క్రియేట్ చేస్తున్నాం అనమాట. మనం రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ చేసుకుంటాం. అది కనిపించదు అన్న, కనిపించదు, కానీ అది రికార్డ్ చేసుకుంటుంది. కనిపించదు. అయ్యో, మొత్తం ఇట్లా బ్యాక్ స్పేస్ వెళ్ళండి. కంటిన్యూ ఇట్లా ఒక 10 టైమ్స్ అట్లా ప్రెస్ చేయండి బ్యాక్ స్పేస్ బటన్. మొత్తం వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. అప్పుడు మళ్ళీ పాస్వర్డ్ టైప్ చేయండి. ఎంటర్. రీటైప్ న్యూ పాస్వర్డ్. రెండు మ్యాచ్ అవ్వాలి. ఓకే, పాస్వర్డ్ అప్డేట్ సక్సెస్ఫుల్. ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు మీరు యూజర్ క్రియేట్ చేసుకున్నారు దీంట్లో లైనక్స్ లో. తర్వాత లేదన్నా, లేదన్నా. ఇప్పుడు దీంట్లో సమ్ బేసిక్ కమాండ్స్ రన్ చేయండి. నేను గ్రూప్ లో పెట్టిన చూడండి. లైక్ పీడబ్ల్యూడి అని టైప్ చేయండి. అంటే ప్రెసెంట్ వర్కింగ్ డైరెక్టరీ, మనం ఎక్కడున్నాం అనేది చూపెడుతుంది. ఎంటర్. ఓకే, ఈ లొకేషన్ లో ఉన్నారు మీ సిస్టమ్. మీ లైనక్స్ ఇక్కడ ఉంది. యూజర్స్ లో ఇక్కడ క్రియేట్ అయింది. ఓకే. నెక్స్ట్ సమ్ బేసిక్ కమాండ్స్ లైక్ ls లిస్ట్ ఫైల్స్ అన్నమాట. ఎంటర్. దీస్ ఆర్ ఆల్ ద ఫైల్స్. ఓకే. సో అలా ఇప్పుడు మీరు లైనక్స్ లో ఉన్నారు. నెక్స్ట్ ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తామంటే మనం ప్యాకేజెస్ ని అప్డేట్ చేసుకోవాలి. కమాండ్స్ ఉన్నాయి చూడండి దాంట్లో. sudo apt అప్డేట్ గ్రూప్ లో ఉన్నాయి చూడండి. నెక్స్ట్ ఫోన్ లో చూసుకోండి. అదిగోండి, అదే sudo apt అని ఉంది. నెక్స్ట్ ఇన్ ద ubuntu సర్వర్ యూ నీడ్ టు అప్డేట్ ఆల్ ద ప్యాకేజెస్ బై రన్నింగ్ బిలో కమాండ్స్ అని చెప్పేసి. చేసేయండి. స్క్రీన్ షేరింగ్ లో పెట్టి నేను రికార్డ్ చేస్తున్నా. ఇది మిగతా వాళ్ళకి యూజ్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే. ఏమనుంది? ఆ, అది కొందరికి వస్తుంది అన్న, కొందరికి వస్తుంది, కొందరికి రావట్లేదు. అది రానప్పుడు ఓకే. ఎల్డాప్ సర్వర్ ఇన్స్టాల్ సక్సెస్ఫుల్ అని ఏమైనా వచ్చిందా? ఓకే. ఒక్క నిమిషం దీంట్లో చూద్దాం. ఇప్పుడు ఈయన చేస్తున్నాడు కదా, ఇది చూడండి. గ్రేడ్ స్పేస్ డాష్ వై. ఓకే. దాని తర్వాతనే క్వశ్చన్స్. నాకు తెలిసి అయిపోయి ఉంటది. అన్న. ఓపెన్ ఎల్డాప్ సర్వర్ ఇన్స్టాల్ అయి ఉంటది కంప్లీట్ గా. చూద్దాం. సరే సరే అన్న. ఓకే. 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 నెక్స్ట్ ఓపెన్ LDAP. ఓపెన్ LDAP ఇన్‌స్టాల్ చేసుకోవాలి ఇప్పుడు. ఆ కమాండ్ రన్ చేసి sudo apt install slab d LDAP utils స్పేస్ డాష్ y అది. ఇక్కడ ఇంతకుముందు మీరు అంటే సేమ్ పాస్వర్డ్ ఇవ్వండి జస్ట్. హ్మ్. ఓకే. నెక్స్ట్ ఓపెన్ LDAP ఇన్‌స్టాల్ అయిపోయింది. ఇప్పుడు దాన్ని మనం కాన్ఫిగర్ చేస్తున్నాం. కాన్ఫిగర్ LDAP. చూడండి ఆప్షన్స్ అడుగుతుంది. ఓపెన్ LDAP సర్వర్ కాన్ఫిగర్ నో. ఎంటర్ క్లిక్ ఆన్ ఎంటర్. ఇక్కడ ఇది డిలీట్ చేయండి. మొత్తం బ్యాక్ స్పేస్ ఇచ్చేసి అండ్ డిఎన్ఎస్ డొమైన్ నేమ్ అంటే ఏదైనా ఒక కంపెనీ నేమ్ ఇవ్వచ్చు మనం ఇక్కడ. లైక్ ఎనీథింగ్ లైక్ sailpoint.com లేదా training.sailpoint.com ఏదన్నా ఒకటి డొమైన్ నేమ్ లాగా. ఒక్క నిమిషం అండి. ఒక్క నిమిషం. ట్రైనింగ్ ముందు డాట్ పెట్టండి ఒక్కటి. అండ్ అన్ని స్మాల్ లెటర్స్ ఇవ్వడం బెస్ట్. కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అవ్వకుండా. ఎస్ కూడా స్మాల్ లెటర్ ఇవ్వండి. sailpoint.training.com డొమైన్ నేమ్ అదే రూట్ చెప్పాను కదా. సో డొమైన్ కాంపోనెంట్ టీసీ అన్నమాట. నెక్స్ట్ ఈ డౌన్ యారో క్లిక్ చేసి ఎంటర్ నొక్కండి. నెక్స్ట్ ఇది కూడా తీసేసి ఆర్గనైజేషన్ నేమ్ ఏదైనా ఇవ్వండి మీ ఇష్టం. ఏదైనా ఒక కంపెనీ నేమ్. సో ఆర్గనైజేషన్ నేమ్ ఓకే. నెక్స్ట్ మళ్ళీ డౌన్ యారో ఓకే. అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటర్ పాస్వర్డ్ ఇంతకుముందు మీరు ఇచ్చింది. పాస్వర్డ్. డూ యూ వాంట్ ద డేటాబేస్? నో ప్రెస్ చేయండి. నో. ఓల్డ్ డేటాబేస్ ఎస్. క్రియేటింగ్ LDAP డైరెక్టరీ డన్. ఇప్పుడు మనకి ఒక డైరెక్టరీ వచ్చిందనమాట దీంట్లో ఈ సర్వర్లో. మనం ఈ డైరెక్టరీలో ఏం చేస్తామంటే డేటా ఇస్తాం. లైక్ ఆల్ ది ఎంప్లాయీ డేటా మనం ఇస్తాం ఆ డైరెక్టరీలో. సో సెయిల్ పాయింట్ ఈ డైరెక్టరీకి కనెక్ట్ అయిపోయి దాంట్లో ఉన్న డేటా మొత్తం తీసుకుంటుంది. అది మనం రేపు నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్లో చూద్దాం. ఓకే అండి. చేసేయండి. ఎగ్జిట్ జనరలీ ఇలాంటి ఇలాంటి విండోస్ని ఎగ్జిట్ అని టైప్ చేసి ఎంటర్ క్లిక్ చేస్తే సక్సెస్ఫుల్గా క్లోజ్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే. ఈ యొక్క సర్వర్ నుంచి బయటకు వచ్చారు. మళ్ళీ క్లిక్ చేయండి. మళ్ళీ ఎగ్జిట్ అని టైప్ చేసి మళ్ళీ ఎగ్జిట్ అని టైప్ చేసి 2 సర్వర్స్ లోపల ఉన్నారు. లైనక్స్ ఇంకోటి ఓపెన్ LDAP. అందుకని ఫస్ట్ ఎగ్జిట్కి అది ఎగ్జిట్ అయింది. సెకండ్ అయింది. ఓకేనా? శ్రవణ్ ఎంతవరకు వచ్చింది ఇది? శ్రవణ్ బ్రో